because I actually started dating before I got divorced. And reflectively, I think about, well, why? And that's the title, of this podcast today is like,
Right.
don't date for the wrong reasons. And so I think about, well, why did I want to date so early? And I think that I had a different intention when I started dating. I really just wanted to meet some new people, expand my social circle. I love to be active, and I just felt that what I needed in the moment was to meet some new people outside of my community because my
Mhm.
community was so entrenched in my couple life that I didn't really go out there to shop for love or to shop this
Right.
forever. I was very clear with individuals that I went on dates with what my intention was. And if they really were looking for that lifelong partner in that moment, like I wasn't not ready for that. Right. So
Right.
I was clear. So what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah. Yeah. So I love that actually. One of the things I also really encourage is that people be clear with themselves and then with the people they might meet to date about where they are and what they want. Again, no judgment. People can want anything from one night stands to a long-term committed relationship and maybe marriage. People can want whatever they want. It's just important that you have that clarity for yourself and that you convey that. The part about conveying that to other people is so that they can then make an informed decision about whether or not that works for them. I hear lots of complaints. People say they want a relationship and then they don't behave in a way that backs that up. And so, if people don't want a relationship, a serious love commitment, that's totally fine. I appreciate that you were clear about it for yourself, like why you wanted to start dating then, what you wanted to get from that, and you communicated that to the people you went out with. So then they get to make the choice whether or not that works for them.
Yeah, and I ended up meeting somebody and having a long-term relationship,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, it was so important to me in that time. I got out of it what I wanted to, and
Hmm.
I felt like I had all these new experiences, life experiences. So it goes back to what you value, don't you think, Susan? I look at the way that I love and I look at the way that I give love, like what I want and to receive and then what I like to give. And life experiences are for me the top thing. So just meeting somebody that matched and that kind of what I valued and having that experience, I would not trade it for the world. And we're still friends.
Yeah.
And I have an uncanny ability to be friends. Like that's why I had an
Hmm.
amicable divorce, and that's why I'm friends with all my old boyfriends. Like I just have a very uncanny
Right.
way of being able to say, like, yeah, this is not perfect, and it's not where I want to like, park my car. But at the end of the day, like I'm happy to continue to kind of go on vacation. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because you shared some really good experiences. And as long as you're not ending with two people who are really hurting one another,
Right.
relationships come in all different forms, don't you think?
They do. And every experience has things that you can learn from, right? About yourself, about what you want, about relationships. And I think for people coming out of divorce, there's so much to learn about yourself, to reconnect with yourself as an individual. Who are you outside of that relationship? Who are you as a single person? Not in all these other roles that we tend to carry in our lives. And yeah, every experience has lessons for us that we can then bring into our future relationships or our future experiences as well. And like you, I tend to stay friends with exes as well. It's a shared experience. And, sometimes it doesn't work out for one reason or another. But when people are kind and respectful and loving toward each other, sometimes you can stay friends. Although I do think usually you need to have some space apart before you can actually truly become friends when a relationship ends. But that's another conversation.